Hey guys, it's Saru, and a couple days ago I posted on my community section here on YouTube and I asked you guys on a poll what guides you'd like to see first for the brand new Deathrack update. And the most voted option was Velik's Hold Normal mode, so here we go. So, when you guys start out, you will fight the almighty Cavador. Now most of vets call him Sonic the Hedgehog because he can be a little bitch sometimes. Now the only special mechanic that he has is that he says Cavador calls for reinforcements and he will roar, raise his arms a little bit, and then jump. He'll have to iframe before he lands in order to avoid the stun. Now after he does his stun, enemies will come from the ground and they will roll straight across the map just like he does, and that can mean certain death. Now you can cleanse this stun, so keep that in mind, healers. Now another special attack that he will do is that he will swipe to turn to a random target, face the player with a secondary aggro to spit out a large AoE in a cone shape. Now you'll want to avoid this and learn how to avoid this as much as possible, as it does hurt quite a bit in hard mode. Now the last special mechanic is his fart. Yes, I did say fart. He'll have an AoE similar to Lakila's backslam lined up right behind him, and he'll let out this big purple gas as soon as his wings start slapping a little bit. Other than that, everything is pretty easy. There is one thing to note for tanks, and that is that those being targeted, if his eyes flash red, he will inflict the stun after he claps. So what you want to do is iframe right before he claps in order to avoid the stun. The last special move is the stunning pounce that some players may remember from Ruinous Manor's first boss, Atrocitus. Now he'll pounce at you and you will be stunned. It is cleansable, worry not, but pay attention to it as in hard mode it is not cleansable. It can lead to death pretty quickly, unless you have a really good healer. And that's that. Now Procyon. Proki. Let's call him Proki. Now this boss is a little tricky and mistakes can wipe your party, so pay attention. The most important thing is the rock pile. Now the boss will jump up into the sky and land with a huge pile of rocks on the ground. When he does land, players will receive a little bit of damage and get pushed back a little bit. Now this rock pile is your livelihood. What you want to do is move the boss away from the pile, so if you're a tank, make sure you're not anywhere near the pile or keeping the pile behind the boss, whatever strategy you decide to use, but make sure that he's nowhere near it, basically. There is a chance of him destroying it, and if he does this, you guys can potentially wipe later on. Now, when he says you're no fun anymore, this is another moment that he will actually summon more rock piles. What he's going to do this time, however, is that he will jump towards the secondary aggro player and land with a big pile of rocks, and this will inflict the player about 80,000 damage. Now, the reason this rock pile is important is because of this. When he says be gone and never come back, the arena will turn red, and he will lift his right arm, and a blue line will emanate from behind the rock piles, which basically indicate they are a safe zone. So what you want to do is run to them, and you'll have between 5 and 6 seconds to do so. Now failure to do that and not be behind the rock means you will die instantly. So piles of rocks are your friends, our family, our lovers. Protect them. One more thing is that if he says "Arg, away with you," the piles of rocks will explode with a 10-meter radius and it can't be iframed. You'll be hit for about 60,000 damage, and I don't have it in this video as we killed him well before he even did that, so take my word for it, I guess. Now here are some of the special things that he will do. One thing is that he will create a hammer from his body using his right arm and slam it towards the player with the aggro. This specific move will destroy the rock pile that I mentioned before, so again, keep him away from it. The second thing he does do is that he will create a laser, and he's going to select a random player and continue to aim at them until he finally fires a laser. Now that laser will kind of leave a trail similar to the second boss in Caliban's challenge or Dreadnought, where the line will pretty much hurt quite a bit. Now again, don't aim this laser anywhere near the rocks. That could be pretty much bad news for the rocks being blown up or you being hurt. However, I'm pretty sure that only the hammer can break those rocks, except in hard mode where anything can really break them, so keep him away from it anyways, just to prepare yourselves for hard mode anyways. And the last thing is that he will create a boulder of rocks from his body and slap it in front of you. You can iframe this, but you cannot block it. And that's pretty much Proki. Now Velik. So some of the normal things that he will do is the spinning attack, which is similar to Lakila's in and out mechanic, which is fucking annoying. I can't block it, and I fail miserably in doing so because of the fact that I can't iframe or use my escapes at this very moment due to the fact that they're bugged and I can only do it backwards. So bear with me in this video. Now he'll raise his right hand, put it on the ground, and spin on it while attacking with his left hand. You'll see on the ground that it'll be red, so you want to be out then in. Now similar to the Sky Cruiser's second boss, where to destroy the crystals, the monster will say smash. He will aim at one of the pylons to destroy them. You can't stop it, so it's better to just sit there and wait, as he will come back to the person with the biggest aggro. With that said, once destroyed, those pylons will basically have a puddle around them, and they will hurt you. Now, oftentimes he will select a player at random, charge up an attack, and throw anyone that is in that line in front of him away. Now, you'll want to try to have it so when he does push you back, it won't aim towards the puddled pylons. Is puddled a word? Hashtag puddled. The last important thing is when he says boom. And when this attack begins, after he lifts his both arms above his head, you can iframe right before he smashes on the ground. Now keep in mind that every third time he uses this attack, you will be knocked into the air if you fail to iframe it. The reason why this can be pretty deadly is because usually following this airborne mechanic, he will do the spinning attack that I previously mentioned to follow it, which can basically mean certain death oftentimes. Anyways guys, that's pretty much it for Velik's whole normal mode. Everything else is pretty much easy. It is a pretty straightforward dungeon. It's not really crazy, except for hard mode, which can be a little different sometimes. Now, the dungeon is pretty easy, like I said, but it's a good teaching format for hard mode. I hope this helped, but if there are any questions, please make sure to ask in the comments below, and I'll try to get to them as fast as possible. Click that adorable thumbs up if you liked the video, and thank you guys for voting on this poll. It seems that the next video will be about Baptismal Rise, so stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe and click that adorable fucking bell to know when I upload a brand new video. Much love, and as always, till next time, friends.